Hello, I'm Dr. Elizabeth Zhang, and I am an ophthalmologist and oculoplastic surgeon. And today I'm going to talk about what is Meibomian gland dysfunction, or MGD for short. So Meibomian gland dysfunction is probably the most common cause of dry eyes and is also the cause of many chalazion or hordeolum, or what people commonly call as styes. So if you do get a lot of styes or chalazion, then you probably have Meibomian gland dysfunction. If you have dry eyes, you most likely also have Meibomian gland dysfunction. I personally have dry eyes and MGD, as well as my mother. And so I'm going to talk about what it is and what you can do to help it. All right, so this is a diagram of the tear film layer. So the cornea is actually the clear part of your eye that's on top of the color part of your eye, which is the iris. So this is the cornea. And on top of that, there's a mucin layer. And that mucin layer is produced by goblet cells on your conjunctiva, which is the clear tissue over your sclera, the white tissue. And that helps the tears actually stick to the surface of the eye. Then you have this aqueous layer, which is made by the lacrimal gland, and that's basically a saltwater layer. And then you have a lipid layer, and this layer is made by the Meibomian glands. And lipid is really just another word for oils. So if this is your eyelid and you take a cross section of your eyelid, this is that cross section. And here you have something called the tarsus plate. And inside the tarsus plate is the Meibomian gland. So these glands run vertical in your eyelids. So they're running up and down along your eyelids. And there's about 50 in each upper eyelid and 30 in each lower eyelid. These are your eyelashes. So really their opening is right next to your eyelashes. So for women who wear eye makeup, this is why it's important to remove your eye makeup at the end of the day so that you don't have any of your eye makeup kind of blocking that opening of the gland. So this is a picture of someone with Meibomian gland dysfunction. So these are the opening of the glands. This is the eye, and these are the eyelashes. And so when I see you in clinic, I may press on your eyelid and I'm looking to see, what the expression looks like when I press on your eyelid. And if it's really kind of coming out very slowly and it's very solid, as opposed to a nice clear olive oil type liquid, then I know that you have some element of Meibomian gland dysfunction. So this is someone where they have really bad Meibomian gland dysfunction. So this is a fingernail and this is an instrument, and pressing causes a very solid, kind of toothpaste type consistency, as opposed to what it should be more like an olive oil consistency. So that's what Meibomian gland dysfunction is. So what can you do about it? Well, this is when I talk about using warm compresses, massage, and eyelid scrubs. So I have another video that actually shows all the different types of eye masks that you can do for warm compresses. So often when I ask people about doing warm compresses, they say they're using hot water and a washcloth. Well, the fact of the matter is that anything wet tends to cool off quickly. That's why we sweat when we're hot, in order to cool off. So what you want to do is actually apply something warm for a long period of time. If you think about putting butter on a frying pan, if it's really hot, it will melt quickly. But if it is just a gentle heat, it's going to take some time to melt. And if you put something really hot on your eyelid, you're going to burn the eyelid skin. So you need to put a gentle heat, which means that heat has to last for a much longer period of time in order to actually melt those oils. Just like if you heat up butter and it goes from solid to liquid, that's what you're trying to do with these oils in your eyelid. You're trying to melt them so that they go from that more solid consistency to more of a liquid consistency. And so what I recommend for warm compresses is using an eye mask. This is the Bruder type of eye mask. This one is actually made by Oasis, but it's got these little beads inside. There's other ones that have actual little gel beads, but go check out that other video that shows actually all 4 different kinds of masks that I personally have. So you want to put the eye mask on over your eyelids for like 10 minutes while it's warm, so that you're melting those oils so that they're a more liquid consistency. And afterwards, you actually want to massage on the eyelid, kind of the upper lid going from up to down and the lower lid going from down to up. And it's better if you kind of do it on the white part of the eye, because that's the strong part of the eye. So like if you look down and you pull up your eyelid, you just want to kind of massage right there, like I'm doing now. And then afterwards, you're going to have some excess meibomian oil. It may actually blur your vision just a little bit, but with blinking in a few minutes, I'll go away. And then you want to really just scrub your eyelashes. And the best way to do that is really just some baby shampoo on a washcloth. Take that washcloth, drape it over your finger, and just really scrub right along your eyelids. There's some commercial products as well, like OcuSoft, that you can use in order to scrub the base of your eyelashes. And if you do all of this, that's really going to help with the dryness of your eyes. That's going to help with the crusting that you may be waking up in the morning. People with rosacea are much more susceptible to MGD. So if you do have rosacea, I definitely recommend this. I do this myself every single morning, and it makes it so that I don't have to use artificial tears all day long. Artificial tears are great. They have all the components of a good tear film, but when you put a drop of artificial tear in your eye, the effects really don't last that long. The teardrop itself is staying in there for maybe a minute or two, and 5 minutes later, the effects are really gone. So we blink every 10 seconds approximately, and every time we blink, a little bit of that meibomian gland is supposed to express just a little bit of oil in order to keep that nice tear film. And if when we blink, it's not expressing that oil, that's causing our eyes to dry out. And so this is happening as an all day long process. So you can do the warm compress, the massage, and the eyelid scrubs every morning. That might be enough. For some people, you may have to do it midday. If your eyes are only tired in the evening, maybe you want to try to do it midday. You want to kind of play around and work with it and see what works for you. But if you can try to get this into your routine, it can certainly really help with dry eyes. And if you have a chalazion or a hordeolum, or what people call a stye, you want to do the warm compresses really regularly and massage on there. Basically, what's happened is that gland has gotten so blocked up but continues to produce oil. That oil starts to build up, and that's why you get a bump. The bacteria can actually use that oil as food, and then it can actually get infected if you've got bacteria growing in there. So that is what meibomian gland dysfunction is. It's a little bit of a mouthful. So just MGD, and that is, again, the most common cause of dry eyes. It's the common cause of styes and chalazion and hordeolums. And really, you want to do warm compress, preferably with an eye mask, and keep really good eyelid hygiene. And again, for you women who wear eye makeup, you want to remove that makeup at the end of the day. So I hope you found this video educational and helpful. You can feel free to watch as many times as you want in order to have all these concepts stick. If you've got any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. Again, I'm Dr. Elizabeth Zhang, and my website is www.dreyelid.com. Thank you.